Morning class. How are you all doing today?
Good.
All right, so today we're continuing our unit on migration, and we're going to be taking a look at defining and identifying push and pull factors in voluntary migrations, and then we're going to apply those definitions to some scenarios where we'll analyze some short migration stories. Okay? So what I want you to do for the do now, just really quickly, is I want you to think of a place you might want to move to outside of DC. All right? What might be some reasons you would want to leave DC? And then, what would be some reasons you would want to go to whatever place you picked as your destination? So just real quick, make a little list, and you can write those down. So reasons to leave DC, reasons to go to another place. Take about 30 more seconds. All right. So, who has a place that they want to go? All right, Maria Jose. And where'd you say?
New York City.
New York City.
Yeah.
All right. So what's a reason you would want to leave DC?
Well, I like New York City because I like Columbia University and NYU. I like Columbia's in Ivy League, so if I could get into, I would like be really happy. And then New York City is like a bigger city and there's like more opportunities for jobs and it's like more diverse.
Okay. So on the side of reasons to go to your new destination, to go to New York, you have a really good school, and you have more opportunities. Because it's an even bigger city. All right. Somebody else have an example? Luis.
I'll go to Canada.
Canada. You're gonna go to Canada. All right. Where in Canada? Anywhere?
Just Canada.
Just Canada. All right. So what would be a reason you would want to leave DC though? Why would you want to leave? Why would you want to move?
Start over. Just like start my life somewhere else, I guess.
Okay. All right. And what would be maybe a reason you would want to go to Canada of all places?
It's just intriguing out there. Like based off of what I see, it seems interesting.
Okay. Anything in particular?
The weather.
Okay. So do you like the cold?
Love the cold.
Okay. All right. Interesting. All right, let's do one more. Yvonne.
I said somewhere probably in Maryland, Virginia, because I don't want to go too far, but I want to get out of DC. Like I'm really, really tired of DC.
So why do you want to get out of DC?
Well, I've been in DC all my life, so it's like I'm tired of saying the same things. Like I know all of DC. I just want to go somewhere that's not too far because my family's here.
Okay.
So I want to be able to like travel from there, like from my home to like a sibling's home or to my parents' home with easy access without going too far.
Cool.
And I know that when it's time for me to get out of college and high school and stuff, DC is really expensive to live in. So I want to do something that I can actually afford.
Excellent. So there's a lot of reasons there that you might want to leave DC. To try something new, also because DC is really expensive for housing, and you might want to, but you want to go somewhere close so you can still come back and visit.
Yeah.
Excellent. All right. Very good job. So what you guys just did there was you weighed the decisions that every person makes who decides to migrate somewhere. Okay? And those decisions are called push and pull factors. So why don't you take this down, write in your notes. All right? Involuntary migration, this is when people get to decide if they're going to move. They weigh push and pull factors. Push factors are decisions that they make about whether they should move or not. Okay? So like when you guys were thinking about DC, why should you leave a certain place? Why should you leave here? Well, maybe higher rent. Maybe to just change something new. Maybe the city's not big enough for you. All right? And then the migrants also weigh where to go. So you decide, yeah, you know what? I need to try something new. I need to get out of DC. Well, what are the pull factors that are pulling me towards New York or Canada or just a suburb of DC somewhere? All right, those are your push and pull factors. And you don't have to take all of these down right now because we'll print these out for you later. in our PowerPoint. All right, but some of the push and pull factors that people go through for both internal and international migration are legal status, economics. You guys talked a lot about economics, power relationships, political circumstances. Sometimes the decisions between staying somewhere where there's an armed conflict or a civil war. So that decision, they're still making a decision, but it might be a pretty tough decision. Sometimes it's environmental conditions. Sometimes it's for culture or traditions. And sometimes because of different technological advances. Perhaps some areas have certain industries that you might want to be a part of, whereas there's not as many opportunities here. All right? So as you guys apply, so what we're going to do right now is we're going to try to apply our definitions of push and pull factors to a couple of examples. All right? There's going to be 3 scenarios. Now what I want you guys to do, I want you to split up into about 3 sections. So this is going to be section 1 over here. You guys in the back are going to be section 2. And you over here are going to be section 3. All right? And so what I want you to do, I want you to take a look at the scenario that comes up on the board. And I want you to think, what are the push and pull factors associated with each scenario? What are the reasons why the group needed to leave? What are the reasons they chose to go where they needed to go? All right. So for group over here, scenario 1, I want you guys to think about, you guys can talk to each other and everything like that. Why would a family have left Ireland during the Great Potato Famine and moved to the United States? Why did they do that? All right. Group 2 in the back, I want you guys to consider kind of similar time period actually. Why did Brigham Young move from the Midwest to Salt Lake City, Utah? And you guys over here, a little bit more modern example. Why did I choose to move from my small town of Central PA to Philadelphia to go to college? All right? So think about the push and pull factors of each.
Yeah, that's what life is supposed to be like. So that's the chicken water. Yeah. So once they run out of food, then you go somewhere.
Yeah. Wait, like things that make you like economic, like the environment. That's cool. That makes you.
So that's a push factor.
Push also does that.
So things
So
that
like
will
say,
attract.
that helps you if you like job, if you
Yeah, seek opportunities. So like better jobs.
What about you guys with your push and pull factors about me, my decisions?
Small town.
They got food better.
Yeah, they got food.
There's not that much diversity, like you sort of know everyone, like you know what goes on in there.
Excellent. All right, take 30 seconds, guys. What would be a reason I would want to go to Philadelphia?
Cool factor, because there's more options, there's more nights,
Good.
more restaurants, more malls.
Cool.
Back in the day.
All right.
No, I see.
Let's get back together very, very quickly. All right, so one person. So we're going to think about our push and pull factors, all right? So somebody from scenario 1. What was a push factor related to that scenario?
We said no food. We need this.
Absolutely. So there's a famine going on in Ireland, no food. What would be a pull factor, though?
Opportunities. Yeah, they have jobs over in the U.S. So
Absolutely.
Here in the U.S.
Very good. So yeah, so they were leaving a place where they didn't have any food, and they were going to a place where there were more job opportunities. Excellent. What about Brigham Young? What was Brigham Young really facing? What was his push factor?
For one, we were talking about how like in the Midwest they were being discriminated at first, and that really led them to leave the Midwest. And I think we decided that like they moved to Seattle, Salt Lake, because of the fact that no one lived in Salt Lake yet, so they had influence over whether or not Salt Lake would be like Mormon. I guess they wanted to promote their religion more than anything.
Absolutely. So they left somewhere where they were getting discriminated against, and they moved to somewhere where they were, able to have their freedom of religion. All right, and the last one. What did you guys think?
For the push factors, we voted that most likely you would wanted to have more school opportunities out there for education, and also because of the fact that you've been living there your whole life, so you would probably want to go to an area where there's more diversity, in people for the push factors?
Good. Absolutely. Very good. So those are the push and pull factors. Push, reasons you leave a place. Pull, the reasons that are bringing you towards another place. All right? So on your exit ticket, just really quickly, I want you to write down one example of a push factor and one example of a pull factor. It can be from our notes. It also could just be from your own experience. And then finally, for homework tonight, I want you to interview somebody that has moved to DC. Interview somebody that has moved to DC and ask them, what were their reasons for moving to DC? What were the reasons for leaving that other place? All right? What were their push factors for leaving wherever they came from? What was their pull factors for coming here? All right? So I'll collect your exit ticket on your way out.